Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video, and wow, I think Int Android 16 has a phenomenal sub EZA. I think that the Cell Juniors here look pretty good too. By the way, I've always despised this about this card. This card is just called Cell Junior, despite the fact that they're all here, like, they could do a whole bunch of stuff with Cell Juniors, by the way. We could get, like, practically a free-to-play Cell Junior team the way we have with, like, the Ginyu Force and Team Bardock. I don't think that would be the worst idea ever, but I think that this should be an effective sub-EZA character. I do think that people's expectations for EZA characters, well, I mean, LRs have been crazy, so let's not count LRs, but EZA TURs, I mean, they're very hit and miss, and they pretty much always have been. Now, this is even a lower level type character. This is essentially just a sub-EZA character right here, this Cell Junior. Now, if you're a global player, like, see, again, global, I mean, you guys have all the luck. That artificial life form mission, which is just the most annoying thing in the world, this Cell Junior character will help a lot against that Supreme Battle Spectacle Beast Gohan mission, for sure. Keep in mind that they are going to be a dodge or die character. That's going to be, you know, pretty important to keep in mind. But I think that they should still be pretty effective. So because they're dodge or die, you guys know the deal is to go as much dodge as you can. I've really been grinding the Whis event hard over the last couple of days, and I actually have been able to get some decent equips. I mean, maybe for every, I don't know, 25, 30 runs typically, I can get like a good equip. So I'm going to have some decent stuff I could be putting on units moving forward. So I'm just continuing to grind that out really heavily right now. So, you know, we have 24 dodge and 15 additional. Is certainly not that bad right there. Again, I would highly encourage players to give this character full dodge defensively and stuff like that. Like, you know, they'll be able to help. They're going to be supporting and stuff like that. You just need them to live. But their EZA looks very good. Again, they were given a bunch of different support abilities and a defensive mechanic. They seem fairly solid. Let's take a look at them on a 200% leader skill. They're kind of designed in a way that I agree with, which is, you know, they're pretty much restricted to like an artificial life form team, but they seem to be fairly good on that artificial life form team. For like a sub-EZA character, I like the design choice. I think it works well here. Alrighty, so here we go. We have the Cell Juniors out right away. Now, the Cell Juniors, they're going to get a buff if they have a perfect cell on rotation. So we're not going to be able to get that for a couple of turns. Very clearly, they seem to me to be designed to work with the Int LR cell, because remember, he does need orbs once he transforms. So that certainly is a potential thing right there. Let's just quickly go over what they do. So the major thing to talk about first is that they get 30% attack and defense and a 10% chance to dodge per artificial life form character on the team. So it's like on a full artificial life form character team, they're going to have a 70% chance to dodge. I think the proper way to think of this character is in the context of the Beast Gohan Supreme Battle Spectacle Artificial Life Form mission. And, I mean, if you think of them like that, they will be able to help. They were also given support. They give Artificial Life Form category allies 3 key 30% attack and defense. They get 150% attack and defense at the start of turn. Interesting, no key. Well, I guess they do. The key is on their support, so yeah, they do have that. Then they get the additional as a high chance to be a super, and then they get a guaranteed additional super, and they create Rainbow Key Spheres with a perfect cell, or cell perfect form on rotation. I guess this is just a job for... I don't really want to have double... Android 13's not going to get us killed, right? Well, maybe Android 13 will take enough damage to where we'll get perfect cell to transform. It would be just like Android 13 to die in here. What is the Cell Juniors link set here? So we have Attack of the Clones. Brutal Beatdown is good. Nightmare is good. Innocence, that's probably not going to help too much. Is there any So we're looking for artificial lifeform characters. The free-to-play Gamma 2 has the Innocence. Well, Gamma 2 has the Innocence. I'm not a fan of Gamma 2 right now, but, I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess for the artificial lifeform mission, it makes sense. Okay. So they could at least get that up. Coward sucks. Shocking Speed is good in Fierce Battle. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, look at him next to Gamma 2, right? You'd have Innocence, Shocking Speed, and Fierce Battle. You know, they'd be supporting. Gammas are supporting. We're at 335k defense. They get... Yeah, wow, damn. So, yeah, that's where... Huh. The only defense they're getting is from their super attack. Oh my god. I've never... This is such a full dodge character. Holy shit. Yeah. The only defense they're getting when they attack is from their super attack effect. That's brutal, dude. Their defense is going to be so low. Holy shit. All right. This animation doesn't look that good. I think... What about a Cell Junior Dokkan Fest? That would be pretty... Like, on the hype scale... Like, you know, like for how low the hype is, that would be pretty low. Cell Junior Dokkan Fest. Oh, nice. Okay, we got the triple right away. Sure, I'll take it. We can see that their damage is not very good, but they are supporting of the 70% chance to dodge, which I'll take. Okay, dodge. Perfect. Okay, we probably do need to dodge this. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. Hey, they're doing their job. So far, so good. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like the best we're going to see from them. We'll float this Cell off, get him back on rotation, so that we'll be able to get the guaranteed additional super. But, I mean, we kind of have seen what the Cell Juniors have to offer, right? You definitely want to make sure you're pretty much on a full artificial lifeform team. I mentioned before, I do not mind them restricting sub-EZA characters, because it's kind of like the Cell Juniors... You know, I think that it's a trade-off of they are good enough to run if you're running a full artificial lifeform team. I don't mind dodge or die as much if we're at 70% dodge, which they do have. So, you know, then if you tack on, you know, hidden potential system, 28 dodge, 27, 26, 25, 24, something like that, you'll have a secondary dodge chance to really help you potentially get out of a bind. And then the fact that they have the support as well really gives you incentive to run them. So now they're a support character who has a defensive mechanic. So that's why I like them. Because you're not, you know, against Beast, I mean, you're not running them in slot 1, but if you have to, you can. I mean, because it's like, so, yeah, dude, man, global players, damn, I hate y'all. Oh, man, the Cell Junior is... You know, the Cell Juniors could just get caught and killed, of course. But trust me when I say this Cell Junior, they're much better than nearly anything on the goddamn stupid-ass, whatchamacallit team. All right, so we'll have Perfect Cell next turn. All right, let's just let the Cell Juniors go and attack. But yeah, this Cell Junior EZA, they're a lot better than most of what is on the artificial lifeform team, right? I don't think global players are going to have to resort to STR Kid Buu the way I did. In 16 should be fairly effective as well. Probably not against Beast Gohan's super attack, but certainly you could run them. Like 16. Okay, wow, nice. We got the back-to-back triple supers. So remember, they have a guaranteed additional of the 50% chance to be a super, which we got both turns, and we got the hidden potential system super both turns as well. Sure. Their super attack effect, they get 30% attack and defense for 1 turn. Then they lower enemy attack and defense. The lowering attack can be useful. Lowering defense can be useful in some places. If there is an artificial lifeform mission added to any fights, I think that the Cell Juniors could be an effective character to use for any missions that might happen. All right, so now we have perfect cells on rotation. We have both our Cell perfect form right here. Okay, so I guess we could just put EGL Cell in slot 1. He's probably going to be a little bit better than that Int Cell right here. Damn, 230 start a turn. Damn, dude, Cell Junior is in it, but yeah, whatever. I guess we're just rocking Cell Junior in slot 1. Sure, sure, sure. All right, so now on this rotation, we can just attack Rose. This is not going to be a long showcase. I mean, we've essentially already seen what they're doing. Now, remember, Cell Juniors, they are creating orbs. They create rainbow orbs. They change, what is it? It's key sphere of a certain type, AGL, and int excluded to rainbow orbs. So they're going to change tech, STR, or physical orbs to rainbow when we have a perfect cell on rotation. That will work really well with, again, transformed int cell, but certainly transformed int cell at this point, I mean, he's definitely fallen off. I mean, him and Gohan are a year away from their EZA. So right here, we could quad super on this rotation right here. We could get 4 in. All right, there's the second one. And then remember, they have the additional has a high chance to be a super attack as well. And then, of course, the hidden potential system. Then they get the 30% attack and defense with every super attack they do. There's at least 3. We could still do 1 more. Damn, every single turn, we just got every possible super. That's rare. And hidden potential system, additional, normal. Okay. There's the Cell Juniors. Remember that the Cell Juniors are supporting as well. So they're going to make AGL Perfect Cell a little bit stronger right here. I think that the AGL Cell Juniors, to me, look like a really good sub-EZA. Remember, context matters. This is a sub-EZA. Like, this is not, you know, Anniversary, Yellow Queen LR, STR UI Sign Goku or something like that. This is a sub-EZA is what the Cell Juniors are. All right, this Goku Black does 850, right? Double digits. Okay, perfect cell. Nice. So, yeah, I think that the Cell Juniors, to me, they seem like a very good sub-EZA. Because typically sub-EZAs are complete shit. Remember last year how bad the sub-EZAs were for Saiyan Day? Right? Like the STR Blue Goku and the AGL God Goku and stuff. Those characters sucked balls. They were horrible. This year, like seemingly we've got some decent EZA characters. So I'm definitely very excited to see that. All right, guys. So yeah, the AGL Cell Junior character seems pretty decent. Again, despite the fact that there's 50 Cell Juniors as part of the card, they're not on joined forces. They're not counted as multiple Cell Juniors. It's just Cell Junior. I would like to see more Cell Juniors kind of elaborated on in the future. We'll see how that's going to go. All right, so this is Dispersion of Evil Cell Junior. Leader skills, Artificial Life Form category key 3 and 130% to stats. Super attack is Cell Junior's Hell, which gives them 30% attack and defense for 1 turn. Supreme damage to enemy. And then they lower enemy attack and defense. The debuffs can be useful in several 9th anniversary fights, so that's good. Their passive skill, Dispersion, they get 150% attack and defense at the start of turn. They get 30% attack and defense, and then a 10% chance to dodge per artificial life form category ally in the team. So if you're running a full artificial life form team, you'll have a 70% chance to dodge. So that's definitely the way you're going to want to use this character. Again, as I mentioned, the Beast Gohan Supreme Battle Spectacle mission. If you're a global player watching this Cell Junior should help a lot in that mission, right? They also give artificial life form category allies 3 key and 30% attack and defense. They have an additional that has a high chance to be a super attack, and then they launch a guaranteed additional super, and then they'll randomly change key spheres of a certain type to rainbow key spheres if your team has Cell, Perfect Form, or Perfect Cell attacking in the same turn. Funny enough, I mean, I would much rather run this Cell Junior over any of the Perfect Cells in that Supreme Battle Spectacle Beast Gohan fight. I would have no interest in running any of those cells, no way. The only thing about these Cell Juniors here is, I mean, they could have gotten something on passive super attack effect. Like 50% attack and defense on super attack or something like that would help them quite a bit, I think. But that's kind of like the one thing. Again, keep in mind that 16 and the Cell Junior are sub-EZA characters who are very good, and that is not common. Then their links are Attack of the Clones, Brutal Beatdown, Nightmare, The Innocents, Coward, Shocking Speed, and Fierce Battle. Again, they have a couple of links with Gammas and other characters you'd have on the Artificial Life Form team, so that does look pretty good. 12 key multiplier is 140% as well. And then finally, the Cell Juniors do not have a ton of categories here. They are on the Android category team. Okay, more buffs for that is good. They're also on the Artificial Lifeform team. They're on the Android Cell Saga team. Yeah, Super Trunks buffs galore, man. And then finally, they're on Tournament Participants. But no Kamehameha. We potentially could see a Cell Junior at some point that would have, like, they'd be on Kamehameha as well. So there's Cell Junior. I mean, this is, as far as I'm aware, the only time a Cell Junior character has ever been relevant in Dokkan history. But this is pretty good. For sub EZAs, I'll definitely take characters of this level. I think they made them very good, sort of at the cost of restricting them to Artificial Lifeform team, but I have absolutely no problem with that.